Okay, so it was a good day at the office for the bankers, where they usually say, thank you for banking with us. And their latest customers, Cotonsport Garua, of course, coming in with, of course, that big continental acumen and the like. So the stage was set at the Heroes National Stadium for Cotonsport's visit to Zanaco. Let's have a look at the two selections made by the coaches in this game. That saw Zanaco actually winning by 2-1, and Zanaco, of course, maintaining a 100% record regards their home form. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Zanaco actually played a 4-1-3-2 with SAITH SAKALA wearing jersey number 7 and Nyainde actually leading the line. For our Cameroonian visitors, they went with an attacking 4-3-3 formation. So, Coach Suleiman, everyone was talking about this game and saying, okay, yes, Zanaco has won. But there were concerns about the way Zanaco played and how they got the result. Were you impressed about the performance of the former Zambian champions, or the Zambian champions actually defending?
Anyway, Zanaco is winning the game. He played a good game. He started to play 4-1-3-2. But my comment about the two winners, the back left and the back right, is I think several times he play defense. He didn't use him in attack. You know, my player last time is Taonga. He's a good player for attack. Many chance I watched the game in the stadium. Many chance start building the attack and go left. The midfield is going to change to one player. If Taonga come to assist, this is make dangerous attack. And Taonga in half right is very good. It's better for back right, but this is the mind for the head coach, and he is a very good coach. Anyway, Zanaco have 7 points, good side. He's going to cross this round exactly.
Okay, so talking about someone who, well, plays wide right for Zanaco and maybe is keeping Taonga when we are playing right back, is ENERST MBEWE. Let's just have a look at ENERST MBEWE's match play in this game. That was Zanaco versus Cotonsport, the Garua. Now, look at this, ladies and gentlemen. So, in that black shaded area, you've got ENERST MBEWE on the blind side. But look at the tactic for Zanaco now. They get Richard Kasonde to actually create a numerical overload, and it creates a tactical overload on the left-hand side of the pitch, the jersey number 14 in red there. But look at how the balancing responds to what Zanaco is doing. And look at the acres of space that actually Zanaco managed to get, where ENERST MBEWE is actually playing. And if you look at this game and the quality that Zanaco had at their disposal, people were expecting champagne football, Dennis.
Yeah, I think we're watching Zanaco. I know because I played for Zanaco. I know the time I was playing right back, Numba was always there, the head coach for Zanaco. He was on the right or either on the left, and then Kelvin Kaindo. That's the culture, I think, for Zanaco. They don't allow fullbacks to overlap to go and make that numerical advantage. But again, if you see the way Taonga was playing at the Wanderers, the right midfielder, attacking midfielder, would always drift inside to leave that gap for Taonga to come to make those crosses, because he's very good at making crosses.
Yeah, but anyway, Director, maybe let's just have a look at that again in terms of ENERST MBEWE's match play and see how we can possibly tweak it to actually suit what the gentlemen are talking about in terms of the attacking agenda. So now you've got the back four for Zanaco there, Coach Suleiman. Taonga, the number 8, they are sitting back.
If you look now for this position now, if number 7 is gone up and number 12 is close inside some, something, and Taonga start to go.
Yeah.
14 he can through pass for him. You found the two player in Zanaco is free in one side.
All right. So in one side, so Zanaco could have actually created an overload, but it was an issue of probably finishing off moves from there, take it to the left, then switch play to the right and see what you can get out of that. But it didn't quite end there, because for Zanaco it was happening on both sides of the pitch, both on the left and on the right. So in terms of deployment, Kennedy Musonda actually started this game in a wide left position in midfield. We usually know him to be a center forward. But look at this, gentlemen. We're talking about that one. So Zanaco actually succeed in switching play to the right. MBEWE gets there. Taonga Wembia is actually still sitting there. The fullbacks and the central defensive pairing are actually sitting, and nobody is coming to fill up the space just behind the wingers for Zanaco. And we saw that happen a couple of times, and the ball wasn't actually being switched. From there, you expect MBEWE to float that ball into that black area where his teammate, Kennedy Musonda, was, and he was running into that space. But his teammates were not seeing that. What do you think was going on in terms of that game?
I'm going to ask you now, where is the overlap? Where is the man he going to make overlap with number 12? Taonga. He stay down. Another back left.
Chongo Chiro.
He stay down, and already his friend is up. Same the situation we talked about before. If this back left is come up with number 9, the half left, he can make deal. But we come back now. Number 12, he have the ball. Where is the one he going to assist him?
Yeah, now, Dennis, I've seen you on a technical bench that believes in the back four sitting, and they shouldn't go up. But exactly the question that Ahmed Suleiman brings in here. How do you create overloads to actually support the attack when you tell the back four to actually sit, don't attack? Or we're then just not attacking because players decide not to. Chireisa.
I think this is the typical Zanaco. As I said, the time that I joined Zanaco from National Assembly, I went there. The way I was playing from my former club, I was overlapping. I had to go overlap. You get the ball, you put in a cross. Yeah, but at Zanaco it doesn't happen like that. You have to make a cross from behind your winger, the one who's in front of you. You have to go like this. You just follow. He's there. If he makes a mistake or whatever, or if he wants to come back, he gives you the back, the ball behind. You're not supposed to overlap. Because you overlap means there will be no one. That's the way Zanaco plays. They play flat four.
Even the midfield, the one he going to assist now. Yes, it's okay. I tell the two back don't to go to attack. The one in the midfield going to assist the two half to throw pass for striker, to throw pass to double pass again with the half. He stay in the center.
Yeah,
he didn't move up to assist.
Yeah,
that's the
This
thing.
is the problem now in Zanaco.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the thing with Zanaco. That one I know. Zanaco, I think even in Kwazi we played like that. I think 2015 or somewhere there. We played the same like the way Zanaco is playing. No overlapping. The midfielder is not supposed to make that run to go and get a pass, a through pass to go. No. Strikers are supposed to do their job. Midfielders are supposed to be in the midfield. Defenders which is not supposed to be a case, because when you do that, I mean, you are depriving yourself. I think you watched the Real Madrid the way they play. You press them, Marcelo goes.
So they needed to be expansive. But again, with attacking comes the issue of being sensible. You say, okay, fine. Let one of the fullbacks attack, especially if you're playing a 4-4-2. When one of the fullback goes, the other one sits and gives the the defense balance so that you have got three at the back. Then I also bring in the question about the defensive midfielder. When you are playing, where do you want him to be? Especially when you've got a team that is fragmenting the lines. So should he be in front of the central defense, screening and protecting them, or supporting the attack and giving them numbers as they attack?
I agree your point. If you like to use the two back to assist the center half backs, suppose when I have the ball and I start tactic to attack, use the one for the back. The one he the ball in his position, he start to move, even for to after the center, to assist, just only not to go the corner and make it cross. It's okay, but don't left him to stop down like this. But you know the problem in Zanaco, the center half back sometimes is too heavy, and the man to man is not good. You know, you see many crosses from Coton when he make attack. Our defense is free. The striker is free. He give hard job, hard work for the back.
All right, let's have a look at Cotonsport Garua in attack, because actually Ahmed Suleiman here actually raises a vital point. Let's look at their forwards now. Let's see what they were doing in attack. So look at this. They're playing through the lines. They're not playing long balls, no long passes. They're playing through the lines and actually getting to the Zanaco goal. Are you using the midfield? Actually not bypassing it. Then look at the three forwards there. Number 14, number 9, and number 18. Look at the runs they make. The number 9 pulls to the left. The number 14 runs central. And the number 18 runs to almost the back post. And right there, even you, Dennis, I'm sure you could have been greeted with such situations. Who picks up who? Imagine Dauda there, the number 9 for Cotonsport, is making that run in between Taonga and George Chilufya. Who picks him up at that point, especially if you've got a team that believes in man marking?
Yeah, it's very difficult. I think this one I can refer to the game I watched, Manchester versus Barcelona. I can't remember very well, but it was a Champions League final. I think Barcelona won by 2-1 or 2-0 somewhere there. Vidic said it's difficult to mark a team like this because you don't know who the number 9 is, because they are used to man marking. So this is what was happening even in this game. You find that the one who's in the wings is the one making that diagonal run, going on into the central position, and then the one who is in the midfield in the central is making a run, diagonal, going wide to make that wing play. So it's difficult for them. Like Zio and George, they are used to man marking. So it was making it was being difficult for them to man mark, because those guys were coming from deep. This one comes from this side, making a run to the right. And
but that's why I want to bring you in now. When do you man mark and when do you zone? You look at those areas of the pitch, and then once Cotonsport get into the final third, right there, my logic tells me man mark. Forget what we thought about defensive organization. Pick up your man. But right there for Zanaco, and you raised the point about the central defensive pairing of George Chilufya and Zio Tembo. They are not the quickest, but even in the final third, do you think the Zanaco needs more pace in that area?
You know, this game, Zanacos have good luck to Coton use this system, because my friend is talking about this. He needs different play. You understand me? The one he going to move out to move, and another one go to throw in team. This is different player. But Coton, he didn't have this player to do this good. If Coton he play two striker in top or one striker in top, I think the game change. If he play striker in 18 area, the game going to change. because you see the score. The one he gone free, he scored. Another one, you found Coton start go to attack, and when you going to make it cross pass, you found one player in the team area.
Okay, let's look at Zanaco in attack and what was becoming of them, because we know Zanaco to be a team that plays with lots of width, so they started playing 4-2-4. So let's just look at the Zanaco attack when they started playing 4-2-4. So you get Richard Kasonde on the ball there in midfield, and look at the reaction of the four attacking players. The two central strikers, SAITH SAKALA, wearing shirt number 7 there, and Nyaende actually take up those central positions, but the wingers as well also go there and right there, because they are maintaining a high line, and maybe they are fearing if they play back to Zilimi Senimoyo, the defensive midfielder, they could lose the ball. So maybe go forward with the attack. But going forward with the attack right there is actually going to force you to play a long ball centrally. That is somewhat not characteristic of Zanaco, but this is a team that is changing, Dennis. It's changing, so we need to probably allow it to change and do different things like that.
Yeah, I think when I looked at the way they started playing, when they turned to 1-4-2-4, I was thinking, and I said, now this is a disaster, because we couldn't even get hold on to the ball, because those guys now, they were comfortable, very comfortable. They even started winning the balls from the before the Zanaco team even got to the final third. They were winning the balls, because the Zanaco now were flat.
Yeah,
they were flat 4.
And I'm just thinking, so it's 3 versus 2 in central midfield, and perhaps it brought some tactical dilemmas, as it were. So probably Numba Mamba saw that, and true to the word, he was going to act. He acted. He brought on Didi Kitumbo. Let's just look at what Didi Kitumbo brought to this game in the second half. Of course, that was the introduction that Numba Mamba made, the Congolese player who is actually big and gives Zanaco some sort of variety that is somewhat uncharacteristic of them. He came on, but again, we saw Zanaco seemingly playing long again, Dennis. Playing long, Ahmed Suleiman. And then you say, okay, how do you reconcile that? And that was Didi Kitumbo there. And to add insult to injury, whilst that was happening, Dennis, and maybe that's what you call a disaster, when a team leaves 2 central defenders at the back as the final line, maybe that's the mark of disrespect that they don't fear you. Even if you've got MUSONDA there, you've got ENERST MBEWE there, you've got SAITH SAKALA, they do not respect you that much to leave at least 3. They began leaving 2 players at the back.
No, I think the head coach in second half, he is a man for the game in second half. After he changed number 13, the game is going to change, and he control the ball. He start to move the ball, short pass, and he scored.
Okay, let's look at the final match statistics regards this game, Zanaco versus Cotonsport. Yeah, I don't know if you'll be impressed to see this, Dennis, but shots off target, 3 for Zanaco compared to Cotonsport, who got 6. Cotonsport got 3 shots on target compared to only 1 for Zanaco, and basically that was that was away from the 2 goals that actually Zanaco scored. Corners 6 for Coton for Zanaco compared to 4 for Zanaco. But look at that statistic, and maybe now we need to bring the Zanaco strikers in the spotlight. 16 crosses into that 18. Probably the game plan was working for Numba at that point. 16 crosses compared to only 8 for Cotonsport. But look at the work that Toaster had to do. 10 saves. compared to only 5 for Cotonsport. So what's the biggest problem there? Third from bottom or the bottom row?
I think I'll talk about the crosses. I've worked with Numba. I've watched Numba training. Most of Zanaco's training is based on the wing play. They do too much wing play, crosses, but I was so surprised that the strikers couldn't convert, not even 2.
Okay, let's look at SAITH SAKALA. He played as the central creative midfielder. He played on the right. He played as the number 9. He played as the center forward. Just look at those statistics. Played 90 minutes. 6 shots on target. 1 goal. Put in 3 crosses. Caught offside once. And then you say, by the way, whilst you're putting in 3 crosses, 13 came in for you when you're playing that number 9 row. And yeah, Zanaco needed to squeeze a goal thanks to Didi Kitumbo, again from a set piece.
We talked about 16 crosses, but how many man in 18 area to finish, and how to stay in 18 area to win the position, to have the crosses. 16 is good crosses, but the position in 18 area, how many players, and how to move in 18. This is important.
Well,
also, coach, we have to talk about even the ones who were crossing. Were they picking or they were just crossing for crossing?
Crossing for crossing. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our analysis of Cotonsport versus Zanaco. Congratulations to Zanaco for actually winning that one by 2-1. Of course, 100% record, undefeated in 3 games in the CAF Champions League. We salute such good statistics, Coach Numba Mamba.